This video will show the replacement of a Generation 2 PowerView motor and receiver for a Solera soft shade. The tools needed are a very small screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, and a soft blow hammer. First, on the motor side end cap, there's a programming button cover that is clear. There are also 4 features that attach the end cap to the circuit board housing, 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. From the top of the shade, gently lift up on the tabs on the top of the end cap and rock the end cap off of the circuit board housing. Be careful as the programming button cover is clear and can get dropped. Remove the end cap from the circuit board housing prior to removing the housing so that the end cap does not become damaged. Tap the housing out with a flathead screwdriver and a soft blow hammer. The edge of the fabric is vulnerable. Tap the housing on all sides while rocking it out of the end of the end cap. Do not pull the circuit board housing out too aggressively as there are wires attached to the motor. Slide the headrail back slightly. Here is the motor and the circuit board housing. There are pegs on the bottom of the motor housing that press into the slat in the top of the shade and hold that slat aggressively. Use a flathead screwdriver to get the pegs out of the slat, being careful to not bend the slat or damage the fabric. Rock the motor up from the outside of the shade and then remove the motor from the drive shaft. Hold on to the drive shaft so it does not pull out of the spools within the headrail. If the first spool was uncovered when sliding back the headrail, move the headrail over that spool and hold it in place. With the power and receiver cables removed from the motor, pull the power cable out of the circuit board housing. There are tabs on the top and the bottom of the circuit board housing that allow you to remove the receiver from the circuit board housing by taking a small screwdriver and putting it in between the receiver and the housing. Collect the components needed to assemble the circuit board housing and end cap. There's the circuit board housing, the end cap, the receiver cable, the programming button cover, and the power cable. Let's attach the receiver to the circuit board housing. First, attach the receiver cable to the circuit board. Push the cable for the circuit board through the housing. There are features on the circuit board housing that line up with the features on the circuit board. When the circuit board's aligned with these features, put the bottom in the housing and then rock it right into the top. Run the power cable through the back of the housing. Now let's install the button cover. There are 2 pins on the button cover that go into the bottom of the button location. The flat portion is the top of the button cover. Place the pins into the bottom of the end cap. There's a small feature that the outside pin fits into on the end cap. Hold the end cap down so the button location in the end cap is down. Then attach the end cap to the circuit board housing by holding them both with the front down. In this position, put the bottom of the end cap into the bottom of the housing first, ensuring the wire is not pinched. Then test the programming button and ensure the button cover is located correctly. The shade's V-shaft will insert into the motor. There are also pegs located on the bottom of the motor that insert into the holes punched in the top slat. Insert the V-shaft into the motor. Line up the pegs and then use your fingers front and rear to insert the pegs into the slat, pushing evenly on the front and rear. This is done so that the pegs do not come out through the front or rear of the fabric, just the slat. Slide the headrail over the motor to hold it in place. Now attach the cables for power and the receiver into the appropriate plug located on the motor. The power cable plug has a ridge in the center that goes into the center of the power port on the motor. Insert the connector and ensure it is fully seated. Plug the receiver cable into the motor and ensure that it is fully seated as well. Then slide the headrail over the motor and insert the motor housing and end cap into the end of the headrail. Gently tap the end cap into place using a soft blow hammer. Ensure that you do not wrinkle or catch the top fabric in either end cap. Attach the battery wand retainer and power up the shade. The green light lets you know that the cable connections are correct inside the headrail. Now it's time to hang the shade, test it, and set the limits on our PowerView Generation 2 Solera soft shade.